Ariana Grande, Tattooed Heart. In complete honesty, this is actually the first time I've heard this song just in general, let alone the live version. So I'm actually very much looking forward to it. I like seeing the live version of songs first sometimes because it just gives us different vibes. So then when you go and actually hear the studio version, like, oh wow, this is really cool. And often the artist can be a little more creative in their live versions because the studio version, you kind of want to make it like which you'd want to last forever, if that makes sense. But the live version is like, hey, this is just a live video. We can do whatever we want, and I think that that's really cool. So that being said, artists will sometimes do things a little different in their live videos. So I'm looking forward to this. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back. You're a true one. Let's get right into this Ariana Grande track.
You don't need a lot of money.
Her voice is so insane.
To play no games.
Vibrato is crazy.
All I need is all your loving.
Ooh.
To get the blood rushing through my veins.
All right, there's a lot to talk about. 27 seconds and let's talk about this. First off, ridiculous voice. We all know that. You know, it's not even surprising. But, you know, I say this with part joking but part serious. I feel like when you have such a good voice, it leads you to the opportunity to be more creative in your chord structures than if you don't. It's not even that true, but I just feel like when you're awarded such a great voice, and I mean, and let me rephrase that actually, because I know she works hard, so I'm not even saying like she was just, there's definitely a God-given gift for sure, but also she definitely worked for it as well. So I'm not mitigating that in any way, shape, or form. But if more so in anything, I'm saying like you hear these kind of like jazzy chords in it, and I feel like when people have such great voices, they actually gravitate more to these complex chords because their vocal ability can handle it. Particularly when you're leaving keys and stuff, and like, you know, like doing like modulations even within a key or chromatic notes within a key. That wasn't necessarily what happened here, but the piano did, you know, and I just think it's really cool, and I think it's like, hey, if you can, you can. Why not, man? I appreciate it for sure. Second, I want to give huge props to the set designer. The set designer, like, people don't realize how much work went into this video with designing the set, coordinating the musicians, paying the musicians, setting up the sound, getting the right lighting. Like, there's the cameras, the editing. There's so much that went into it. Finding the space, everything from like, you see the little lamp on the floor, like somebody had to be like, we need a lamp, where can we get a lamp, and let's go buy a lamp and put it right, you know, like there's so many aspects of it that people don't even, they just see a live video. So I want to give a ton of credit where credit is due to the creative team that helped put this together. So that, you know, on top of the musicianship and and then the practicing of like, okay, this is going to be a live version, let's do it differently. So there's so many aspects that go into it.
I wanna say we're going steady.
Come on.
Like it's 1955.
Ooh, notice the piano matching the melody?
No, it doesn't have to be forever.
Nice reverb.
Just as long as I'm the name on your tattoo.
Hear that little drum roll? This is crazy. Wow. Alright, there's so much to talk about in this. First of all, her voice sounds insane. It's crazy. But the amount of musicians they have just there in general is insane. You know, all the strings, and I don't know if they're playing a lot, like, do they have a choir behind her? Or like a group of singers behind her? Or is that, like, are they playing additionally with tracks? But they have an organ going, they have the strings that they're recording, they have, like, you know, the piano, obviously, the bass, guitar. Like, this is wild, man, what they're doing in here. And then, I could see Ariana in 30 years, 20 years doing almost to some degree like what Lady Gaga did, and like going almost like more like classical, because her voice totally fits it, man. She's got such a crazy voice.
If you want me, guess you got me. And I'll show you how much
Chord progressions.
I wanna be on your tattooed heart.
So much power in voice. It's insane.
Just as long as I'm the name on your tattooed
Oh, even the smoke machine. Oh, modulation. Dude, I got it. There's no good place to pause it. Like it's just it's too good. So I guess gotta pause it at an inopportune time. This is crazy, man. Like everything from the production to the musicality of it. This is so good, and I'm surprised. Like this video doesn't have like 50 million views. Like also the writing's really cool. It's a cool concept that the concept of the tattooed heart. Is clever, and the way it's being written and the melody style very fits the vibe. It has like I could see this song being around for another 50 years. Like it has like this vintage longevity kind of sound to it. Hear the organ. Crazy, man. So one thing just musically that I would have loved to see a little bit more of is there were so many instruments in there. It was almost hard to keep track of them, meaning like you could barely hear the guitar. I didn't hear any bass at all. I would have loved that you could heard a little bit more of the instrumentation in there, but overall that was insane. What a crazy performance. Again, I want to give credit where credit is due to the production team behind there. Like there's so much work that goes into these videos. It is unreal, and I really hope you recognize that. It was a cool mix, again, between organic sounds and produced sounds, or I guess you could say digital sounds, because we had the real drums, but we also had the Roland, I think it's called the TR or something. I don't remember the name of it. But essentially, it's like where you could put samples into it, and you could trigger them with however you want to play them, or if you want to play them, and put anything. It's crazy. It's really cool. But I think it's almost sounded like to some degree the hi-hats were like trap sampled hi-hats. So that could have been the case. But really, really, really cool track, and I'd want to hear it again.